Hello everyone, am I audible? Can you just message and let me know if I'm audible? Hello, am I audible? Can you just message and let me know if I'm audible? Hello. Great, thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining our session yet again. This is another Swarasya live session. We are trying to create awareness about what pranic beauty is all about, and it is nothing but the deepest, most concepts related to your own body functioning that we are trying to cover and create awareness about. I will start the session in another 2 minutes. Let's just wait for some other viewers to join. In the meantime, I think I'll just try breaking some ice here with you all. Just excuse me, I have a lot of notes here to kind of refer to because this topic is like, it's huge. It's I will just try explaining this topic in a layman language, so you actually start to understand where do the problems actually start to happen. But this topic is huge, and I could not do without my notes. I really had to get them to kind of cover everything, even if it's in a small way. But then I will try joining the dots every starting from outside your body till the deepest layer of the body, and how digestion comes in as a central system to kind of bring all these systems together, and practically some other deep-rooted connections with your skin concerns and how digestion is playing a role there, which we generally do not relate to in our day-to-day life. So okay, I think I can start, at least I can start the intro and all, and the viewers can just keep joining as when they come. So okay, so we'll start with the very basic and the very beginning. We'll at the very first place try to understand okay, so even before I start with that, I would just urge you to understand that we are talking of dimension, this topic, digestion and beauty, from the beauty perspective, like trying to cover the aspects of how digestion has a huge role to play when it comes to your weight fluctuations or weight loss, how digestion has a huge role to play when it comes to your skin conditions, rather all of them, not just even one but all of them, depending which part of digestion you are facing those problems with, and also how digestion has to play a role when it comes to, indirectly it has a role to play when it comes to your hair health also. But let's try to just first understand what is happening in the beauty scenario today. What are we up to and what we are trying to do, and I'll just try taking you deeper and deeper into how we really need to change the perspective and focus and get really centered into our own self to find our own solutions. So okay, so what's going on precisely? If I I'll talk basis my experience only, rather I'll start with an example. So as you all know, under Swarasya, we are working on this 5-dimensional philosophy, which is about beauty inside out. We are trying to cover everything from foods to how your body functions, to how your emotions have a role to play, and then how your own connect with your own self, and nature has a huge role to play, because that's where your awareness starts to come up, and then how at the deepest most level your energy is the root of everything, which is a very new concept. Not a lot of us know or relate to this concept, but the cream of this topic today is about energy only. I'll try to relate how energy is at the base and root of, even if we talk of digestion, but at the base of digestion also it is energy which is working deeply. But if we look at what is happening in the beauty scenario today, we are facing a lot of problems, and I'll try explaining this with one of my cases, which was rather my first case about 10 years back when I started practicing macrobiotics. And then so this girl was suffering from eczema, and it was a 10-year-old eczema that she had. And since it was my first case, I was not frankly very confident, because for me eczema was like a big thing, and I was not very confident how will I be able to deal with it, because even medical world somewhere fails to deal with such kind of conditions. So but then with that confidence and with that conversation with my teacher, and then we started with her program, and I would just want to give some background into what this girl was suffering from. It was 10-year-old eczema for her, and she had tried all topical medications, any doctor that specific. So she was based out in NCR, and any doctor that she came across, she did not leave consulting that specific doctor. But somehow, those fluctuations kept happening. Her condition went a little up, and then with medications it came a little down, and so those yo-yo scenario kept happening for last 10 years. But for the very first time I realized, for a woman, how skin is so important, because not just she she had to compromise with the way she was living, because her skin condition was such that she had to stop consuming a lot of things. It was somewhere aggravating her conditions from the inside. But one subtle aspect that we never ever relate to is the our confidence level. So this girl had to leave her job because her skin was literally in a bad shape, because of which she was not able to she did not wanted to face the world, frankly. And rather, when she came to meet me also, she was quite in a fix whether or not so she was just going out for some important things that were happening in her home scenario. But other than that, she stopped meeting people. And she also got very highly allergic to sun, so that was also one of the reasons she could not move out a lot. But for the first time I realized, when a skin condition at the physical level happens to a woman, it's not just a physical condition, it is you as a whole getting impacted, your physicality of course getting impacted, your confidence getting impacted, your your life circle, like what you are used to, you just stop giving on to those things because of that complex. And it's such a subtle thing that you don't, at your level also, don't realize what's happening to you. So we started with her confidence, and her 10-year-old eczema problem, we were able to reverse it back 80% in just 21 days by just working on her gut system and working on her diet, cleaning her diet, improving upon her lifestyle, aligning it with the nature, and also introducing the skincare products which were kind of giving her those allergic reactions which she was not aware of. So, and rather, that was the very first time we launched this Swarasya range of products also. So we kind of became a brand about 4 years back, but then the history of the products that we are using with our clients is something tried and tested with such cases, such chronic cases. That's where we went ahead and kind of got into this branding thing with the entire skincare brand and products that we're doing. So, and that's also the reason, that's where the basis of this concept of pranic beauty also happened. But coming back to our topic, digestion and aging. So what are we looking for right now? Like for somebody like this girl who had eczema, or for any of us who has any kind of skin condition, be it acne, be it early wrinkling, be it pigmentation happening to you, be it hair loss, weight not getting in control, you're doing diet plans, you're doing exercising, you being very aware that what is it that will help you get back onto the track, and if not reverse aging, at least stabilize it. But still, we are not able to get those solutions. So somewhere that in itself represents that there is some lag. We are not targeting the problem, right? We are just looking at it from the surface level, but we are somewhere the deepest layers from where the problem is actually happening to us. That is one area that we do not have a focus on. Not our fault. We are just not aware how it happens. So this is where I'll try to create some awareness that everything is building from inside, and if you start taking control of the inside, start to understand your energy, start to understand your digestion, start to understand why we are meant to consume foods in a certain pattern, in a certain way, that is where you start to transform a lot of things. So this is where we are right now. For our solutions, we are looking for outside those best product miracles, best food miracles, best exercising regimes, best treatments that we can come across. Still we are not where we want to be now. So I'll just try to set the tone of this entire session, where in this entire session, what exactly is it that we are going to talk about, and I'll just try proving things that I talk about with that one statement that I'll say now. So simply, if you have to understand what is it that keeps you ageless, like just imagine that you are whatever age you are in right now, 20 years later or 30 years later, or maybe when you're in your 60s or 70s or 80s, you have all the energy to do whatever you're doing right now. You are not suffering with any aches and pains. You are all full of energy, and rather young people look forward up to you to kind of derive some of their strength from you, just because you're such a cheerful kind of a person. And at the health front, you are quite maintained. Like your skin actually talks of the good story or the life that you've lived over years. How does that happen? It is a state of clean body from inside. So the one mantra, if I have to give you, what is it that keeps you ageless for a very long time, rather for years to come and for forever, is the more cleaner your body is, the more you are on the path of agelessness, the more that age will not show up on you. And that's the reason people who live a very I would not say restrictive kind of a lifestyle, but with awareness, restrictive in the sense they know which way to walk, so they don't get entangled into what what modern ways of living is offering us. Some days some food product getting launched saying that it has this much grams of vitamin C. Some product coming saying that it has so and so and so and so. So there's no end to it. Like we are just surrounded with such kind of marketing stunts, but the solution lies within you. You just need to work on cleaning your body. That is the key. Now you use your foods to clean yourself, or you use your exercising practices to clean yourself, or you use your breathing or meditation practices to work on yourself, or you for your skincare also, because I would not deny that it is not important. It is, because the kind of pollutants that we are exposed to, the kind of environment that we live in, we need to take care of our skin, otherwise it won't last with us forever. But then what kind of skincare products are we using? So what are we doing inside and outside precisely will ensure or determine how you age in the coming years. So throughout the session, just remember, a clean body is a beautiful body, is beautiful skin, is lustrous hair, and it is something that will live with you for for ages. Now, how do we relate it? Like, how do we relate it to what is happening inside our body? How do we work on, how do we understand whether or not we are clean is what that we are going to talk about in this session also. So this is a very new perspective on understanding beauty from the inside out. This concept somewhere, as we mentioned in our creative also, digestive aging, and this is what I'll try explaining you about. Let's just first understand what is gut and what is digestion, because that's where everything starts from. So gut is your body system. You can just understand it from the perspective of a pipe that starts from your mouth and ends at your colon. So your digestive system is one part of the gut, but your gut is everything starting from your mouth till your colon, and different junctions in your digestive system where different functional activities happen inside the body. So right from the point that you choose to what you are supposed to eat or you want to eat, and you, as soon as you so your control is till the level you choose what you want to do, and after it gets into your mouth, the entire control is lost out of you. Then you do not have a control. Then our body works in a mechanical fashion to an extent that we are not aware how it is functioning. We just don't know what's happening inside. We think that we are consuming the bestest of foods. We are consuming foods which are helping us maintain our weight, keep our skin clean, keep us energetic, but that thought is just valid till the point that bite is in our hand. As soon as it gets into our mouth, the control is taken over by our gut system. So that's why it is very important to understand what is gut system and how do I work so that I indirectly support my gut system, so that automatically the goals and results that I'm wanting start to happen to me. So gut system is everything about your food pipe. It's going in, and then your stomach processing food elements, then the food getting digested using certain digestive juices, your pancreas working and releasing certain other digestive enzymes to work on those foods to work at a second level of processing, then it reaching the small intestine, and before that your liver and gallbladder working on emulsifying the fats and doing their part of the processing, cleaning out whatever toxicity is there, and then this food then moving on to the small intestine. Now small intestine is a very important junction of our gut system. This is the junction from where what you actually consumed, whatever you put inside the body, will be mixed into your system, will become a part of you. How it becomes a part of you? As soon as the nutrients which get extracted out of the foods that you consume get mixed into the blood, as depending how powerful your absorption power is, that will decide what is it that will reach your cells, and whatever reaches your cells is what shows on the outside as your skin, as the quality of your hair, as your how you maintain your weight, how you maintain your energy levels, how you maintain your mood, everything. So what is happening in that unseen microscopic cell is what infuses out of you as radiance, energy, vitality, whatever you talk about. But this cell does not have its own power. It does not have the power to pick and choose. Let me pick and choose the best food molecule using which I can perform the best. This cell is highly dependent on what gets into our gut system, right from the point to what we choose to put in, and then the entire level of processes that it goes through the inside. And it's a very interesting concept. I'll take it up later in the session, but I'm just trying to create a base here. So small intestine is the area where you absorb whatever is consumed, and then you move on a little deeper, where your large intestine is responsible for absorbing all the water that you've consumed. So the water doesn't get absorbed anywhere in the body but in the large intestine. So if you are, and that's the reason, like I think you'll be able to relate to what I say now, if you are highly constipated, it is also one of the reasons that somewhere you lack fiber and water, is what we know, like through our understanding, through googling, or somebody told us, whatever we know, that if we are low on fiber and if we are low on water intake, constipation will happen to us. Now constipation happens in the lower part of the body, rather at the last part of the gut, which is your colon, and if your large intestine does not have enough water absorbed out of whatever, as when the food travels after certain processes of digestion, water also travels along with it. So the absorption of food molecules happens at the small intestine level, and the absorption of water will happen at the large intestine level. So this entire system collectively will work to ensure what gets into the blood, and through the blood what reaches the cells, and how now cells play around with those molecules of water, nutrition, oxygen to create what you are from the inside out. And this concept is equally applicable to any kind of even health conditions. If you have cold, cough, diabetes, arthritis, aches and pains, skin conditions, rather chronic kind of skin conditions which have started to happen a lot in today's times, like eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, start right from the point when you choose to put whatever in your mouth, and that's where you lose your control. Then the entire control is with your gut system. Now what happens is, in this entire gut system, how this system functions from top till bottom, as I told you initially when we started the session, a clean body is a beautiful body. So always remember that. Now when this system is processing, and now we also understand there are different junctions where this processing is happening at different levels of the body. One level of processing is happening in the mouth, where you're chewing your food. Second level of processing is happening in your stomach, when your proteins are getting digested in your stomach. Then third level of processing is happening with the accessory organs, like your gallbladder and liver, who are further working on the foods to process them to a level where they can be easily absorbed, and so breaking them down into smaller pieces, so that at the because absorption cannot happen with larger molecules. It is a very, very simple process of absorption. Only the molecules which resonate with what your body is looking for, size, in the terms of size also, will only get absorbed. So which means if you are just chewing foods and gulping foods down, in that case your system is under too much of a load to break them down and create that level of smallest molecules. And the smallest molecule that you consume will ensure that in the long run you are not loading your system. This concept will come later. I'll talk of this also. But wherever in all these junctions, if you are not supporting your system mindfully by doing certain things or adopting certain practices, so that the toxins do not get accumulated in these different junctions where digestion is happening, starting from your mouth. If you're not chewing your foods well, you have lost the battle. Why? Because our stomach does not have teeth, our mouth has teeth. So if those big pieces are going in, or we are gulping down, or we are eating in a hurried state, ultimately those big pieces, big chunks of foods are something that our system does not recognize. That's where your immune system also starts to retaliate, because it's too much of a load for the system. Too much of a load means it also indicates a lot of toxins, but then the entire system starts to kind of go up and down right from the point when your chewing goes bad. And these are the concepts we know, like we know which chewing our foods and swallowing our foods really nicely, but we don't know how deeply, like when we are looking for these solutions for eczema, acne, psoriasis, wrinkles, aging and all that, we don't relate as small concept as chewing can be so powerful in cleaning out our skin and cleaning out the specific junction, which is the stomach. No, so now stomach is a very in size, it is a very small organ, and it is responsible for digesting your protein elements. If your digestive system does not have enough power, I'll talk of what is the power of these systems later, but just to set up the context, if this system does not have power, then you have lost battle at the second level, second junction. Of course, your body is meant to keep working, it will keep working, but then it will keep compromising on different aspects of you to make sure that whatever has gone in, at least some part of get extracted, some part of it gets absorbed, and because whatever you've absorbed as a part of it reaches to your cells, and so that cells keep working, because if cells are not working, then we are not alive. So system will keep working hard and hard to ensure that we we keep functioning right, but it is the gap at our end because one, we do not understand, secondly, we are always in a hurry, thirdly, we are not making the right choices, because of which the system is always in a state of stress and compromise. So second level battle lost when your foods are going in big chunks, or your stomach does not have enough power to digest what is going in. Now the food moves forward for another level of processing, where digestive juices from your pancreas get released, and so from one side the pancreas are releasing its digestive juices, and on the other side your liver and gallbladder is releasing its the enzyme, so that the second level of processing can happen properly. Now if your liver is toxic because of the kind of skincare products that you've been using, and why I focus a lot on skincare products, because this is one area that we are just not aware of, how much badly are we toxicating our own body to the level of toxication of the organs, which is ultimately having an impact on the entire system. Like, directly, indirectly, it is somewhere, all these processes are one way or the other, they will impact each other, and ultimately they will have, as a whole we see the impact. Like, when it is skin issue, it is not only skin issue, it only shows outside as a skin issue, but it is a digestive issue, it is a liver issue, it is a circulatory issue, it is a lymphatic issue, it is everything coming together, which we have already discussed in our workshops, where we discuss the beauty system. So if any one of you is a new joinee here, I would highly urge you to please look at our Swarasya YouTube channel and just listen to our 5 dimension workshops that we've covered in very much detail, how beauty is related to all the aspects that we're talking about. But I'll not get into detail here because it's already covered, and you can very well just go and listen to the sessions there. But just to set up the context, this is how everything is working together. So if liver does not have all the power to release right kind of digestive enzymes, and on the other side your insulin levels are disturbed, or your blood sugar levels are disturbed, pancreas do not have enough power to support your digestion, then you have lost the battle at the third junction of your digestion. Now, but as we know that body cannot just keep us there stagnant, it will still keep working. Food reaches below, food reaches the level of small intestine. What happens at the small intestine? So I'll talk a little in detail of this small intestine thing, because it's a very interesting way of understanding like why it is important to live a specific way. But to quickly set up the context, small intestine is, as I told you, is where the absorption is happening. Now this absorption happens with something called, which is our roots inside the body. Like trees have these roots under the earth, we have our roots in our digestive system. And if I say these are roots, these are actually roots. There's something called villi. If you are interested in this concept, you can just Google and try to figure out what is the structure of small intestine. If you get in detail into any kind of microscopic kind of a picture, you will see that our small intestine is a tubular like structure, very fine, and it's kind of layered one on top of the other. It's like something like this is going on, and on that surface we have these small root like structures. They actually move, they are like roots, like it's something like a jelly kind of a root which keeps moving, and with its action of moving right and left and all, whatever nutrients it comes across, it keeps absorbing and keeps mixing into the blood. If your absorption level is not good, which is 90, at least if not 98%, at least 95% of the people today have this condition. We don't know because it's such a minute thing and doesn't have a very direct impact on us. It is something that we realize over years when we are diagnosed with all these chronic conditions or diabetes or inflammatory conditions and all that. So but still we don't look that deep, like the root is coming from there. So this system is not absorbing well, and there are junctions where these are tightly held, which is also a barrier between what gets mixed into the blood and what is outside in your intestine, which is getting absorbed. Because of the toxicity in the system moving, a lot of toxicity moving in the system, because the compromised or unused muscles, and that's where the use of the practice of yoga also comes a lot into the picture. So this system gets loosened out a lot, and this is the problem with almost all of the females today. Like only the ones who are very aggressive about their abs and working on their ab structure are still able to maintain this from the tightness perspective. But a lot of us, specifically the ones who have kids, have already lost battle on the small intestine level. So our even if we are choosing the bestest foods, but somewhere in these junctions we are getting stuck. So and this is also the place where something called a condition called SIBO, if you've ever heard of it. This is small intestine bacterial overgrowth, where bad bacteria starts to happen. And this is also the place where like the science has now a lot of focus on this specific area, because of which the concept of probiotics is just going high and emerging like anything. But then there's, there are some do's and don'ts with that also. It's not like, you start having probiotics and one fine day the things will change. It's like a lot of things coming together when you think of probiotics also. So small intestine is compromised there. You have lost your battle at junction number 4. Then the whatever left over is there moves on to the next level. In this entire process, whatever the watery part of it gets absorbed in the large intestine, and whatever waste material is there, so whatever the body has already absorbed and whatever leftover material it kind of accumulates as a part of this entire process, now gets collected in the colon, and then as we pass out, the toxins are out of the body. So starting from your mouth till the end of your colon, this is how the entire processing is working from top till the end. I will again reiterate, a clean body is a beautiful body, it is an ageless body. So anywhere in these junctions, if you have blockages for whatever reason, maybe because you're not chewing right, maybe because your food choices are not right, maybe because you're not releasing good enough enzymes, maybe because your liver is so much loaded with toxins from the other sources that you are exposing it to, like your skincare products, as I told you, or the some artificial fragrances, or a lot of toxins in the form of foods like preservatives and these processed foods and refined foods. So a lot is entering, and not just from the material perspective, even your emotions, because emotions start to convert a lot of hormones inside which become toxic for the body, and that whatever toxicity is there, the biggest organ inside the body that will process this toxicity is your liver. So liver is burdened, you've lost battle there. Then small intestine, of course, because of the SIBO and leaky gut conditions, you are losing the battle there, which, as I told you, like in like at least 90-95% of cases we have these conditions. It's not by chance or coincidence that we are the diabetic capital of the world. It's not by chance that we are so high on chronic conditions and even acute conditions. So if we say that we are 100% healthy today, it takes a lot of you to be 100% healthy today. I can tell you that. Like, if I have been following this way of life and this way of eating and lifestyle, and getting deeper into this understanding, not just from the food perspective but yogic perspective, from other ancient modalities perspective, there is a reason behind it, because you really need to be very conscious and mindful. What do you need to pick and choose without getting carried away by whatever is coming our way from here and there and from marketing and this and that, to be sure that what is it that is actually working for you. So this is the science behind how, if you can ensure that all these junctions are free flowing, and this is where the concept of energy also will come in. I will talk of it when I talk of energy. So if the system is free flowing, you can ensure that you are ageless for life. You have all the energy, you will maintain your skin health for a very long time. And it is not just about skin health. See, as I told you, like when I started the session, I gave this example of this girl who had eczema. So we do not ever realize that eczema or skin condition, even acne, is, for us it is, we don't realize it is like an outside condition or a physical condition. For us, it has so much of a deep manifestation. Maybe whatever we want to do, maybe whatever our capabilities are, whatever our dreams are, we are just giving on to that just because maybe I'm not very confident that I look good. Just because of that confidence, and you don't know that this confidence is getting boosted by the way you look and feel. So it's that important. It's not, skin health, beauty is one part of it, but it is a beginning of a lot of feminine power, I would say, that leads you to attain other things in life, or live your happiest and best you as a whole in your lifetime. So one, clean body. Secondly, if these junctions have toxins at any level that we just talked about, chewing level, stomach level, liver level, small intestine level, large intestine level, or the colon level, then you are holding in a lot of toxins. Any kind of toxins do not remain in the system. A lot of active toxins get mixed into the blood through a condition called leaky gut, which this absorption happens through your small intestine. If your blood gets exposed to these toxins from any of these junctions, wherever the toxicity is, and specifically the most prone organ from where this blood gets all its toxicity is the colon, which means constipation, which we don't ever relate to as the root cause of anything, not just skin conditions, not just acne, but even diabetes, even depression, even low moods. But of course it doesn't happen in a day. It is like a day in, day out, for 10 years or 15 years you're constantly constipated and you did not ever think about it. You have been living your best life because something came up and you just got carried away by some product or by a diet plan which is more of too much of imbalance of the right nutrients for beauty. I'm not talking of calories and proteins, because it's completely the opposite way of maintaining yourself when it comes when it is about your beauty and agelessness. This is not the concept that will keep you ageless. So living by all these standards, ultimately somewhere we boil down to a concept that we are highly toxic. Now we understand that. What is this toxicity now doing to us from the skin perspective? This toxicity now this toxicity is in the blood, depending which junction is your toxicity coming from. Now if your blood is toxic, okay, so by any chance, if any one of you is into jogging or any kind of physical activity, you can realize, like when you go out jogging or when you do any kind of strenuous activity, you see that rosy glow on your face, right? How did that happen? Like, do we ever think about it? We don't actually relate it only to beauty, but then it is basically your circulation or the blood circulation reaching the periphery of your body, which is your skin. And this blood, the reddish tone that you get onto your face is nothing but the push of that blood coming from the inside and reaching on the periphery, which gives you that very fresh and rosy and glowy kind of a tint. And it is again not by chance. It is not a product or a miracle. It's your own body working towards it. So you have all the power within you is what I'm trying to kind of focus on time and again. So now if this blood is toxic, whatever blood reaches to your periphery will also reach along with a lot of toxins that your blood is carrying, which means when this blood reaches the periphery along with the toxins, now your body has to expel the toxins. It doesn't have a third way out, because to keep you living, to keep you alive, the body cannot keep those toxins inside. By nature we are designed like that, and it is like with all human beings. Since the time the humans came on earth until the time humans will be there, our body is, we may have become modern, we may have all modern techniques, but our body is very, very ancient and traditional in its functioning till today. And that's the reason I have a very strong inclination towards these ancient sciences, because these people did understand that body works a certain pattern as per the nature, and there's a specific way how we should be operating or working with your body, which in modern times we do not have focus on. We are very quick fix kind of a person today in today's times. So now your blood is carrying this toxicity. This toxicity is nothing but highly acidic body state. And if you've attended our workshops, or if you've heard me in my other sessions, I talk a lot about alkaline and acidic body state. If by any chance you've listened to me, or if not, you can, anyways, we have the recordings available. You can listen to the previous sessions, and on YouTube and Instagram also you'll get this concept nicely. So if your body is acidic, somewhere your blood pH is going down, which means you're going low on alkalinity level. Now acidity or high acidic or disturbed pH in your blood is the root cause of anything from cold to cancer. It is the foundation, like what shows in your blood reports for any health condition, or even for what shows outside on your body, on your skin, wrinkles, acne, pigmentation, whatever, whatever aging concerns you may be facing. At the bottommost level, complete bottom, your blood is acidic. If your blood is acidic, it will start to show up anywhere. And how it shows up is whatever area of the body you are weak in. Like for example, I don't move myself a lot, and then if I'm not moving myself, I just keep sitting, which means the lower part of my body is not getting all that movement in the body. So I'm holding toxins there. Wherever I'm holding toxins, that area becomes weak for me. So if my blood is toxic, my lower part of the body will start to feel lifeless. I will start to feel a lot of aches and pains in my lower body. If my upper body I'm not using much, like I hunch and sit down, or I don't sit straight, or I'm kind of not using my lung capacity nicely. I'm not letting my organs be in their natural shape. In that case, that area becomes weaker. So if I'm putting a lot of load on my digestion, if any of these junctions are getting impacted that we just discussed, then those areas are getting weaker. So any area where you are weaker from inside is where the acidic levels will start to hit you. So what shows in your blood reports as arthritis, or as a diabetes, or as a heart condition, or whatever, cancer, cold, cough, sinus, whatever, is a manifestation of that acid impacting you in your weak area. If your skin health is weak, which means you haven't taken care of your skin, it's piling up on a lot of toxins. If you haven't worked on making sure that your skin gets good circulation, gets good nutrients from the outside and inside, in that case, your weaker area is your skin. and this is where the acids will start to burst out from, because your other elimination channels may be blocked. If you're constipated, ideally these toxins should be coming out from your colon, but because you're constipated, these are not coming out from colon, and we've just understood body cannot keep you in that toxic state for a very long time, so these toxins will start coming out of your skin. This is what we call as acne. This is what we call as even pigmentation. When liver has a lot of load, these are also called liver spots or liver pigmentation, because pigmentation is being induced by too much of sugar consumption also. So this is how the entire anatomy and physiology of, rather, like, I don't like calling it biological systems, because we really need to change the perspective now and think of all these organs from the beauty perspective also. If we are looking for that ageless way of life, then these systems, these same systems that in our science what we have understood till now as biological systems, are also our beauty systems, and we really need to work on them. And the way we work on our skin, the way we look for these treatments or salon treatments or spa treatments, we really need to look out for these treatments now for the internal beauty systems also. But unfortunately there's no artificial way of doing it. It's all natural way only that you can incorporate to make them strengthened and work for you. So precisely, okay, so this is the deep and different perspective of what beauty is and how it impacts you at the digestive level. And this is where your digestive aging will start to happen. This aging will start to happen years and years and years before even if you realize. So very good for you if you are in your 20s and listening to this session. You are very much empowered, because you have whole lot of 10, 15, 20 years to set the right base to be ageless for next another 30 or 40 or 50 years till the time you are there. For the ones who are in their 30s listening to this session, you still have good time, because your hormones are still in place. They haven't started to play around a lot. For the ones who are in their 40s listening to this session, if you are not cautious now, you will lose on to the battle. You will see within next 10 years, between 40s and 50s, you will age very, very fast. And then you keep looking for those best treatments, for those best solutions, medications, whatever. Things cannot be reversed, because then you have reversed the way your beauty systems are working, and it takes a hell lot of a time to reverse those conditions. And it is a very, time is one thing, but it is a very dedicated approach. Like, I understood this and I'm very particular about it. Like, some days do happen, like, I will play around with what I want to do, but there are some days when I actually don't want to live this kind of a lifestyle. I just want to just go out and enjoy and do anything. But then just that one thought that if I give up on this right now, then maybe another 10 years or 20 years I'm not heading what my goal is. Maybe I want to do headstand in my 80s, or I want to just be very flexible in my 80s and 90s if I'm there at all. So if this is my goal, then I have to stick to it, be with it, and start liking it and loving it, and start living with it, start understanding how it functions. If I start to take those quick approaches, quick treatment, quick calorie stuff, quick protein stuff to build my muscles, I am aging myself way faster. Okay, so this is how this entire psychology of digestion and aging goes. Now let's just try to understand some specific skin and beauty conditions and how are they related to your digestion. So I'll just refer my notes because too much for me to remember, but please excuse me for that. But this is like too detailed information for me to share with you, and I had to have my notes there. So something called if you have acidic toxic blood condition, which is which shows up something like as these chronic conditions that we are facing right now, like specifically the ones like psoriasis, eczema, and rosacea, which is high heated body condition. All these chronic conditions have a very, very strong connection to your leaky gut, and we've just understood leaky gut is, what is it? Leaky gut is those gaps in the junctions in your small intestine from where the toxins are getting a passage to mix into your blood. Your blood is becoming acidic, and if the blood is acidic, we've just understood how everything just goes haywire. So if you have any kind of such conditions, then topical medications can be a quick fix for you. Medications or oral ointments can again be a quick fix for you, but this is not the solution, because until you fix those junctions, tighten them back and fix your leaky gut condition, till then you cannot get rid of these chronic skin conditions. Skin conditions such as acne, dull skin. I'm taking these common skin conditions because these are the ones like I've kind of practiced and worked with the cases in my practice also, and rather in our skincare venture also, Swarasya. A lot of women, because we counsel, so if somebody comes, we just don't counsel them on products, we counsel them on products and how they are supposed to look at their body also. So the way I'm explaining you, it's the same way that it goes with individual clients, if at all they get in touch with me. So and this is also very important to know, because when you're looking for that one product miracle, of course outside it will work for you only if you're also working on the inside. If you're looking for a temporary thing, things will work on the outside, but you will time and again, becomes a vicious circle. The problem will come, you will do something, it will go for a certain time, it will again come, you'll do something. So that cycle keeps going, and we know it happens. It's happening with all of us for a very, very long time. So the second condition, if you have a lot of acne, if you have these aging signs and dull skin, which is a common problem for a lot of us, please check whether or not you're constipated. When I say constipated, does not mean that if you are passing out one single day, you are not constipated. It doesn't mean that. Even if we are passing out every single day, it would be just that we are eliminating say 50 or 60% of whatever we are holding. We still may be holding 40%. It is something like this, something called ama, which is more of an Ayurveda concept, which says that sticky kind of toxins inside our body don't leave our body easily. It takes a lot of effort, not just foods, and that's where yoga also comes into practice, because then you're twisting and turning in a way so that all that oily coating starts to break down out of the body. So, and constipation and the sticky thing, a lot gets accumulated because it keeps seeping down and down and down, and the bottommost layer, it creates a layer at the bottommost level. So if you have that coating in around your colon, even if you're passing once a day, does not mean you are eliminating completely. In that case, you are still constipated. So you really need to see, and how do you feel that you're not constipated and you're completely clean? Only when you pass out and you feel completely different. You feel refreshed. You feel very light. You just want to go ahead and do things. So it's a matter of subtle matter of realizing and feeling what's going on inside you. So no test will tell you this. This is something you really have to connect with your own self and see. And gradually I can tell you will start, in 10 years I have reached a stage where I can really connect with what I had, what is going on inside the body, and what I need to do to get rid of it. So that makes me really very, very empowered, because even if I'm binging out certain days or going out on travel or vacation, and I know I want to live the way I travel I want to be, but then when I'm back I know what to do, because I know what's gone wrong inside my body. So that's where it makes you really empowered with all these concepts. So check out your constipation in that case, if acne and all these dull skin conditions are there. If again you are toxic, which also shows in this bloated condition, in your high gastric conditions, and conditions manifesting out of it, like I just told you, eczema, psoriasis, these chronic ones. In that case, SIBO is also one of the major reasons. SIBO is like small intestine bacterial growth. This is where the role of probiotics comes into the picture, but there is an approach how you use it. You don't directly start using it, because you have to work on each and every junction step by step. You cannot say, let my first 3 junctions be as it is, let me work on my 4th junction. You have to start from junction 1, sort it out, move on to junction 2, sort it out, move on to junction 3, sort it out, and then work on junction 4. That is where things will start to clear out at that level. Then if you have a lot of bloating, you have a lot of weight issues, yo-yo kind of weight is junction number 2, which is your stomach. Probably you do not have enough digestive power. That's where a lot of foods are putrefying. A lot of bacteria is coming up. This bacteria, and these bacteria leave their own gases. So what is bloating? It is nothing but the gases inside of you. You are not ingesting gases, right? We are not eating air, but this air is, or these gases are being produced by the bad bacteria, which is lying at the surface of our junction number 2, where the foods are not processing rightly. So in that case, you have to fix your junction number 2. Then if you have if you have low digestive enzymes, like each kind of nutrient needs specific kind of enzymes to get digested in the body, like carbohydrates needs amylase, your proteins need pepsin, your fats need lipase. So these are the 3 different enzymes, but these are not the only 3 enzymes. Like we have host of different enzymes working on, there's a lot happening inside the body, and that's why I said you have lost the control as soon as that bite gets into your mouth. So don't be very confident that if I'm eating salads, I'm sorted, because as soon as it is in, if your junctions are not right, then you are losing onto the battle, even if you're eating the bestest of what you think you are. So if you have low digestive enzymes, in that case your digestion is not extracting those nutrients right out of your system. If your nutrients are not passing and rotating in your bloodstream and not passing those nutrients to the cells, if your cells condition is not right, then your skin is not good. So it's that direct connection there. Now, how is weight related to digestion? So see, all these concepts, like if we are talking of these different junctions inside the gut system, these are not just the digestive junctions. It does have a living, lively quality to every organ system that that's working on your digestion, which means it is not only the nutrient or processing power this system is doing. This system has a lot of power plugs from where the information is being passed from your gut system to your brain, and there's something called gut and brain axis. So what happens is, if any of these junctions are not right, the hormonal signaling to the brain is not right. So even if you're eating the best, if these junctions are not right, what the messages that reach out to your brain are broken signals. And what brain understands, so brain only understands whatever signals are being passed. It doesn't know that you're eating that plate full of salad. It only knows what is happening inside the body. So when the brain gets the signal that things are not right, even if you had the soup and salad and whatever you're doing to maintain yourself, in that case, whatever back signal the brain sends for that specific organ or junction to function a specific way, again, is not right. And this communication happens through your hormones. So what we boil down to at this level is that if these junctions are not right, your hormones are not right, which means you are suffering from hormonal imbalances. These hormonal imbalances can be different. For some people, it could be specific gland related balances wherever your body is weak into. But having said that, since it is if it is also about losing weight, it is only happening when your signaling is right, when your system is sorted. Then only your system will go and touch the fat that you're accumulating inside the body. So if this signaling is not right, this signal just does not give your the body that message to go and start burning those fat cells. Rather, the messages are opposite. It starts to tell them that this person is consuming a lot of sugary stuff, a lot of fatty stuff, go and pile it in his body. Even so, which means mindlessly, if you're, or mindfully, whatever you're doing, but you are not, if you don't know what's happening inside, if these hormones are playing that much of a role, and these hormones are directly getting impacted by these junctions, digestive junctions, then you are already on a path of aging. Okay, so now the cream of this session, I guess I'll quickly try to explain this, because this is the most important concept of the entire conversation that we're having right now. For the people who know what we are doing in Swarasya, we are talking of this concept of pranic beauty, the five dimensions that we talk about, starting from outside, going on till the inside. First dimension, nourish; second dimension, body work; third dimension, emotions; fourth dimension, self-realization; and the fifth dimension, which is the energy. Now, this energy part of it is something that has a very direct relationship with your digestive system. How is what I will try explaining you. So let's first understand what is energy. Whatever we do on a daily basis, whether we eat or whether we go out for work or whatever, like, if you're exercising, or even if you're just standing and moving from one place to another, what is it that is making you do that activity? Is your energy, right? If you do not have energy, even if you're consuming the best things, but if your energy is very low, then you do not even have the power to get up and move in your house also. You're just like a couch potato kind of a person, and your energy is all stagnated. So this is the concept where we are coming on to: stagnated energy. Your body is not moving, your body is not flowing, it is not, the system is not flowing freely. And if you remember initially when we started our conversation, a clean beauty, another thing that I would want to now add on here is, because now it makes sense, a clean and free flowing body is a beautiful and ageless body. Okay, so quickly, just to explain this concept, we just understood the small intestine concept, but I'll try taking you deeper into it. Now we just understood that small intestine is layer after layer. So if we have to kind of take out our small intestine, and if we have to measure what is the length of the small intestine in the human bodies, so in animals it is different. In human body, the length is somewhere around 30 feet. So this long is the size of a small intestine. The kind of foods that we consume have to pass through this 30 feet of passage before the toxins come out of the body. And that is the reason when we eat, we immediately do not poop out. It takes about 24 hours for us, because this food at the small intestine level takes at least 24 hours to pass that passage of 30 feet from where, and it passes very slow, because this is where the absorption is happening. So if it passes out really quickly, then absorption will be hampered, then we will not have energy, then the cells will not have energy. So nature has designed us in a way where this, this this zigzag kind of a formation of small intestine, 30 feet long, has those small roots, and in that passage, as it moves, the nutrients keep getting absorbed, and that's where these get mixed into the blood, and that's where we have all the energy and vitality and good skin and whatever you want to name it. So that's how the system works. Now when we consume foods, even if we think, for example, animal foods, they have good protein and we think it's working on our hair, of course it is, but then let me give you a bigger picture on that. When we are not making the right choices for the foods, and we are too much onto animal kind of food. Now when I told you that it takes 24 hours for our foods to pass through this 30 feet of track, this is only when we are consuming very good quantity of fiber and water, which means if we are passing out one single day in 24 hours, we know that we are in a good state and state of health, and we know that Ayurveda also testifies that, even modern nutrition also testifies that. Now if that tenure of 24 goes beyond 48 hours or 72 hours, that much period of time we are holding the toxins within, which we are not supposed to, because as I said, a clean body and a free flowing body is a beautiful and ageless body. This 30 feet of distance can be very well traveled by fibrous foods and water in 24 hours. That's why you get your bowel movement early in the morning every single day. Animal foods and lifeless foods and processed foods and refined foods, all those pizzas, burgers, packaged foods, are the ones who are devoid of fiber, which means when fiber is not there, these foods which are supposed to be out of that 30 feet channel in 24 hours stay in the system maybe for 48 hours or 72 hours, depending how many days you are constipated. And in that process we also understood one thing, that the blood is reabsorbing everything. Like it is whatever is there in the blood is what is creating a beauty and vitality and energy from the inside out. So at the bottommost level, if whatever is moving in the blood is not right, either because of our food choices or because of the stagnation in the junctions, digestive junctions that we've just discussed, or because if we are constipated, why? Because we are choosing those kinds of foods which are stagnating our colon, which are not letting it pass out, because the push that it needs, the energy, the prana that it needs to push that out is not there inside our body. So that's where I want to create another awareness. When if you're constipated and we look for these modern solutions, Isabgol and Trifla and all that, they are effective, I would not deny that, but what you also need to be very aware of is that these are the physical components that will work on cleaning you, but there is some energy, there's some prana, which we call the pranic beauty as a part of Swarasya philosophy that we're talking about. This prana is unseen. There's some push, like a river is flowing, but river is water and it is flowing. What is the current that is making it flow? So what is the current inside our body that is making us pass out? That current in yogic terminology we call it as apana vayu. So, but that's a different concept, I'll not get into that. But having said that, if that push is not there and the kind of foods that we are consuming are stagnating in our different junctions of the body, then we are not clean. We have started the aging process quite quickly in that case. If these are not coming out, blood is reabsorbing what these toxins are, whatever toxins we are holding. If the blood is absorbing toxins, our blood is getting acidic. If it is getting acidic, then you name it, any kind of skin condition you have it, acne, psoriasis, eczema, whatever. I'll not repeat all those again. It's, we've already learned that. So it is very important to understand that how do we work with this 30 feet of channel in a way that we are able to pass out every 24 hours. And if you are more on the animal food kind of a diet, in that case, even if it is best protein, even if you think you're building muscles, be very rest assured it is a very short-lived beauty or skin condition. You can sustain it for 5 years or 10 years, but you cannot sustain it forever, and it will not lead you on a path of longevity. After 15 years or 20 years, gradually you will see all that excess protein accumulation inside the body will start to convert into noxious substances, and one of the leftover which your body is not able to process as a part of protein digestion is ammonia. Now ammonia in research has been proven to be a very noxious substance for your liver. If your liver is blocked, ultimately your toxin processing power is blocked, which means in the name of it you're having proteins and building your muscles, but at a very root level you are creating all those blockages in different junctions. And a clean body is a beautiful body, as I'm telling you. So over years you will not be that clean. Of course you will be having muscles, but what will you do with those muscles after a certain time, when these muscles will be of no use to you, because your system will start to become so much energy less and so heavier that you will not be having strength to even go and build those muscles also. So you have to change the perspective of how you look at your foods that way. But coming back to the energy part of it, how energy is working within you. as I just told you, we need energy for anything and everything we do in today's times. Rather, not today's times, that this is how our body functions. This energy is so we have certain sources which build this energy, like foods are one source that creates this energy. Then we have exercises, breathing practices, meditation that creates that energy. We have positive emotions that create that energy, and we know, like, when we feel good, automatically we feel a surge of energy within us. Or when we are following a passion, we are into a job or a profile or a work that we just love doing, we can just keep doing it on and on and on for 24 hours also without feeling tired. What is it that is fueling you, that is giving you energy? On the contrary, if you're doing something just for the sake of it, which you do not like, in that case you're consuming your energy. So understand that energy aspect is very important. Now the biggest revelation out of this entire session that we have been doing here is, what do you think consumes the most energy in your body? Because if your energy is stable, then the detoxification channels are working really nicely. That force that I'm talking about, that elimination force, is really good if your energy system is good. If your body is all full of oxygen and good nutrition, if your energy system is good. But what is it that is consuming the most of your energy? I don't have the time to give you a chance to comment on that. I'll answer that myself only. So in today's times, 70 to 80% of our energy is being consumed by our own digestive system. So which means you are consuming the bestest of foods, you are doing exercising, you're doing anything and everything you think that is good for you, but you end up consuming it for the functioning of your own internal system, which is much required. Some part of it is required, but you should not be spending. It's something like a bank system. Like, you should not be spending everything just for your own sake only. You should be having that much of energy that you can just spend out and do whatever you want to do, or spend time realizing your dreams or doing things. But most often today we are so short of energy that even if we want to do things, we do not have it. Where is it all going? It is all going in our digestion, because there are blockages in these different channels in the gut system. And starting from the blockages in these gut systems, coming on to the deepest most aspect that I've just told you, which is the energy. If your either these junctions or energy is not right, be rest assured you have the best calorie counted plan, you have the best protein plan, you have the best mono diet plan, or a paleo plan, or 2 hours of gymming, or best skin treatment, or a salon treatment. You are not on the path of agelessness, you are on the path of aging. So I guess this is where I would want to end up my session at. I guess we have next 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please feel free to post your questions. I'll try answering these, and I hope you had some good takeaways from the session, because understanding this concept and ideology is very important. The way we are looking at ourselves and our aging and our foods and these solutions and treatments coming our way is a very superficial way of looking at our own selves. That's not the way you are creating a path of agelessness. And this is also one point of realization for all of us, rather for the people who actually look very radiant and very they are too much into their own selves, and very, very happy-go-lucky and kind of people, happy in their own lives, are the ones who would not be into getting carried away by everything that's coming your way. They know what it means to be ageless, and this is where we actually need to broaden our perspectives. Like, it's not about the way we are looking at things now. It is much deeper aspect, and it does start with digestion. And digestive aging is real. It is for real. It starts 20 to 30 years before, even if you start realizing. So in your 20s, you have all the time to create that base. In your 30s also, you are quite sorted. In your 40s, you have to make real good effort to make sure that coming years are good. Having said that, doesn't mean that you cannot start anywhere. Whatever age group you are in, it is a very good idea to start there and then, because the more you support your body, and just to kind of culminate the session and reiterate what is a beautiful body and what is agelessness. Clean beauty and clean body and a free flowing body is an ageless you. So the moment you realize it, the moment you start doing or creating practices for yourself that keep you clean and free flowing from inside, from all these 5 dimensions that I've just talked about, clean and free flowing from the food perspective, clean and free flowing from the body perspective, clean free flowing from emotions perspective, which means positive thinking is a huge part of this entire thing. Emotions is a huge part of this entire thing. Clean and free flowing from the aspect of self-realization. You actually know what is it that makes a difference. It is not gymming in those closed four walls, because whatever air gets kind of circulates in that room is a toxic stale air, because maybe 10 people or 20 people are doing gymming in that same closed environment. So what you're inhaling the same air. Of course you're building on your muscles, but as I told you, this concept is way bigger than building muscles. So yeah, so I don't think there are any questions. If you have any, I'll be there for another 2 minutes. Please let me know, or else I think we are good to end the session. Okay, great. So yeah, so I think it was a good takeaway session for you. We'll keep planning other sessions also, because this is just one of the concepts of aging and digestion, but there are, like, these concepts are very deep rooted and affect us at different levels of the body. So we'll try doing sessions on all these aspects that we're talking about. So I guess there's one question. Other than eating right, do you recommend cleanses? Yes, I do recommend cleanses, but then, as I told you, that directly getting onto cleanse is not the way. As I told you, like I tried explaining these 5 junctions, you first have to make sure that you have cleaned yourself on different levels of 5 dimensions, if not 5, at least first 2 dimensions, the nourish dimension and the bodywork dimension, and then you think of cleanses. See, only cleanses will not help you, because if you are too much overloaded with toxins internally, in that case, if you go for that one-time cleanse, will not help you much. So you have to dedicate, in terms of timelines, dedicate yourself at least 3 to 4 months working on these concepts dedicatedly. So not that I do it for a week and then I restart back again after 10 days because 10 days something happened. You really have to be very dedicated. See, agelessness does not come for free. It is not direct gift to us, but we have been gifted those powers where we can create it. So we really have to focus on how do we create it. So cleanses are recommended, these are good, but then work on yourself to a level where you reach a stage where you are clean to a certain level, basis your own efforts, and then consider them. Then the effects of these cleanses will be way higher. So I hope I answered your question. Okay. So yeah, I think we'll be ending the session now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I think we'll be conducting more of such sessions. We'll try to get as deep as we can. So we've just started from a very level of very broad concepts, and we are gradually getting into the deeper ones. So just stay tuned and just try spread the word also, because we do feel that every woman should know all these aspects. It's not a short-term approach that we look at it right now. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me.